need is a 1 by 8 by 12 inch piece of pine, and I got this cut at Home Depot. Okay, and then you're going to need a ball jar. Okay, and the lid, and then some random flowers. That's your own taste, whatever you decide. And then your knob is going to be your taste too. I found this at Hobby Lobby, and I tell you, when I saw it, it was so pretty. I looked for a project to use this on, so that's kind of how that was born. And I found these at Hobby Lobby too. I randomly was walking down the aisle one day and saw these and tried to come up with a project to use them on, and they really embellish well. Really, really pretty. Okay, those are kind of your basic, and that's the hanger. That's what I'm going to use to hang this one because it's a little bit bigger. But you're going to need some white acrylic paint, some E1000, some wood varnish, and I always use the dark walnut. And you're going to need your sanding block, a drill. Now, a drill is not necessary. There's a lot of ways around it because it's not a major drilling project. However, it makes it quicker and easier to use a drill. Just one little hole. And then, of course, your gloves and your brushes. And that's about it. You get all of that, and we can do this. Okay? Step 1 in our project is going to be varnishing our board. Okay? And I use the dark walnut just across the board. It just works for so many of the things that I make because of the fact that I like the rustic look. And rustic is another way of saying uneven or juxtaposed or whatever you want to call it, as far as just kind of shabby chic, or I don't really like the stuff this measure and make sure this is even and even and even, because I think it gives it so much more of an interesting look when it looks kind of haphazard. And that's kind of the look that I lean toward when I refer to rustic. Okay, that's what I refer to. I just like the look. It's kind of in right now, but it's always been in for me. I like it. Sure we get this on camera, because I kind of want to do everything on camera today, or most of the stuff on camera today, to kind of show people who never ever tried this stuff before, or people who think they cannot do this, because I'm telling you, anybody can. Anybody. Okay, and see how quick I put that on in real time, wiping it right off, and it just takes that quick. I mean, not to say that the other ones won't, but I have noticed that the lighter the varnish, the more coats it needs, or either the longer it needs to sit. With this dark walnut, you put it on, you take it off, and you're good. It accomplishes the look. I mean, I'm not making furniture. I'm making little decorative projects, and as a result, we just want the look. That's what we're after. Okay? Get it all off. It's oily. But yeah. Okay? And I will take off. Okay, I wanted to mention this plastic, because of the fact that I get this stuff at Dollar Tree in a big long piece for $1, and I cut it up and I use it on several projects because it makes it disposable and keeps everything clean when it comes to the painting. I also use the dollar tarps that they sell there at Dollar Tree, and I cut them up. But they are wonderful and an inexpensive way to try to keep things as neat as you can. Okay, today I'm trying to do as much on camera as I can because I'm kind of trying to lean towards complete beginners, people who just flat out have never really even done this before or attempted it. Okay, so you've got your varnished piece of pine, and your next step is going to be to base coat it. Okay, and so probably about that much. And anytime you use acrylic, you want to put just a little bit of water. Okay, just a little bit. And a lot of times I'll stir it up with a popsicle stick, but also a lot of times I'll stir it right with the brush when it's a little simple, quick project like this. Okay, and you know what? I think I need just a little more. I really need that much more water. Not a lot of water, guys, because what happens if you get too much water, you end up having to put several base coats, and one of the goals is to keep it minimal. We'll probably put 2. I generally never end up with just 1 coat when I do a base coat. Okay, and on this project, when you're base coating, keep your brush kind of flat, or as flat as possible, using the side of your brush when you base coat. Okay. I love to paint. I can't imagine not loving to paint. I just love it. But anyway, I should probably have put a piece of plastic under here, but I've done this so many times, I can keep it from splashing and what have you. Okay, and like I say, when you base coat, most likely you're going to need a couple of coats, at the very least a couple. But on this project, probably 2 coats is going to do. And I just kind of want to show you, go through the motions and kind of show you. Okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish base coating it, put a second coat, and come back. Okay? Next step, we're going to sand it. Okay? Always start on the edge. Do all the edges first. Give it the rustic look. Okay, here we go. And again, this is 100. 80 would work too. I just didn't have any 80. And 80 would probably work better, I would think. But 100 grit is good enough. Oh, and I ended up putting another coat on here of the white because for some reason my wood was sucking that paint up. I don't know, I might have put too much water, but anyway. Get this sanded off, and once we get the front sanded off, the side looks pretty good, but you want that look on the side too, so let's do the side too. I do the edges, all the edges. First, kind of assess it and then go in the middle. Okay? That looks okay. No, it's kind of fine. You might want to wear a mask. getting kind of dusty. Okay, now when I'm in the middle right here like this, I'm gonna have a tendency to lean and go, uh-oh, I just broke that, and go in to get areas like this here, okay? Kind of lean in on the edge, push down, and it'll give you that. That's the whole purpose, is to give it that rugged look. Okay, I'm going to repair my sandpaper, sand a little more, and come back before we go to the next step. Okay. Moving on to the next step in the process. Okay, before we go on, I wanted to share with you, because I want you to know realistically what you're dealing with when you're working with these types of projects. I took off a little bit too much in a couple of spots, and so what I did was I just went back in with a semi-dry brush and just dapped in some white. You see? Just kind of dapped it in there to finish my look off. Okay, next. Okay, I measured down about 1.5 inches from the top and just right in the middle so that I could drill my hole for my knob. Okay? And that's just to give you a little cheat so you'll know. Okay. You can see. Let me move it down a little bit. Make sure you can see. Okay, there you go. Okay, this is a pretty long one, but by the same token, you want it to stick out to leave room for your jar. Okay? If it goes through or not, it doesn't matter, because where your knob ends up, it'll be determined by, like I say, the size of your jar. But I'm going to go ahead, hold on. Okay. See that? Alright. And then I'm going to get this close up here so you can see. You're just going to take and just literally screw it in. Of course it's wobbly, but just keep screwing. Get it. Not really a whole lot else you can do except for just keep at it till you get it where you need it to be, and it needs to be sturdy. Okay. All right, next step. These are your embellishments. Got these, like I say, at Hobby Lobby. They're just embellished little brass corners, and I always put mine on, even though they come with little nails, and you can opt to put them in with the nails if you want to. I always put them in with a little bit of E6000. Okay. So, hold on, where's my pliers? It's always going to be stuck, this E6000, always. And hey, that's the way I don't know if you guys have worked with it or not, but it kind of can be a trip to work with it. Okay, now here's my process. Kind of lay it on there to figure out where it's going to be. It's going to end up before I glue them down. Okay. Can we see? Yes, we can. Okay. How's that look? Pretty good. It's a little too high. measure when it comes to this kind of stuff. Okay. I said that looked pretty good. All right, and I just put a little bit on there. Make sure you guys see the process. And there are two kinds you can get, and I always get the kind that's clear. Are we getting that on camera? Okay. Sure that's straight. It dries quicker than a lot of them, but not like the hot glue at all. Okay. My handy dandy popsicle sticks, I love them. They come in handy for a lot of stuff. Okay. Alright. More. You want to be pretty liberal with it. It's not going to show up, so don't worry about that. But make sure you get plenty of glue on there, guys, really. I've made that mistake before and fall right off. Okay, let's see. I'm wondering if I got enough on that. Make sure you hold it down a bit. Okay, one more. I'm gonna go ahead and stay on camera. For these, I usually go off, but okay, and the last one. Getting to the place where it's kind of sticky on my fingers, but come down a little bit, go in a little bit. Oh, there we go. You see it? All this excess. Okay, there's that, and let's move everything out of the way and get ready for our flowers. Okay, we're going to do this on camera. This is the hanger. I unscrewed the knob because I think probably, actually, in all actuality, I would put the hanger on, which is a sawtooth one, and it's one of the heavier ones. I would put it on before the knob, but you know, it's screwable, so I just went ahead and took it off. And I'm gonna, like I said, I want to do it on camera because I don't want to mislead anybody, and I want you to be successful in making your project. Okay. All right. Okay. Here's what we have. Okay, let's move it over out of the way and get ready for the decorative jar. And I put together a bundle of flowers. You can do it to your taste, and I usually use either the floral wire or a pipe cleaner to just bundle them together. Okay, put your little greenery at the bottom, but make it just perfect to fit in. Okay, so we'll sit that to the side as well, and then I'm going to go over how I figured out how to get this jute to hang the jar. Okay, and this is what I did. I took and I ran the jute through the lid. Okay, and once I did, you let the jute hang on the outside of the jar. Okay, and this is something you can't, you know, you just got to make sure that you try to keep it even on both sides so that it'll hang right. Make sure your ball is in the front, okay? And pull it, kind of hold it down and pull it through. You're going to end up cutting some of that off after you get it on, but it's a process. It's not going to be just a simple thing. Okay, now once you have that like that, then as you screw your lid on, you're going to have to scoot it around, back around, okay? Put it in, there's the middle. These are bilateral. You see? It's a process. Now hold it and screw it. And as you do, you're going to pull it back just a little bit to keep it straight. I know, but it's what I had to do to figure out how to make it work. Hold that. You want to get it tight. Okay. Now, is it even? Not quite. I'm going to pull it back just a little bit. Even over here, pull it up just a little bit. It'll move, guys. Okay, this one needs to go back just a little bit. Because it's going to have to. Loosen it up just a tad so I can move it. I'm doing this in real time because I don't want you to think it's just that simple, because it's not. Okay, now that I have it moved back, I'm going to screw it because it's going to move it up a little bit. Okay, just a matter of adjusting it back and forth until you get it right. And that's pretty close. I'm going to scoot this up just a little more because I do want it straight. Okay, and there you go. It's straight. Now, the next thing you want to do is you're going to cut this right in the middle. Okay, make sure that's tight. Leave that just hanging just like that. Don't worry about this right now. I'm a stickler for wanting it to be straight. Okay, you can stick that in later. Okay, now next step. You got your jar. It's tricky doing this laying down, but still. You got your jar. Got your ball in the middle. Okay, go ahead and tie. Can you see that? Tie a bow. I did a bow. You can tie it any way you want so that it ends up hanging exactly where you want it hanging. Okay? Can you see it? Move it up a little bit. See? Okay. Got that, and tie a bow. That's gonna make it stay kind of cute. So tie a little bow. You can loosen that up and trim it because that's what we're gonna end up doing. Okay. Now, adjust it until it's straight. And then, of course, the last thing you're going to do is just sit your little flowers in there. Just sit them in there. Can you see that? Okay. And then, of course, go back. Trim that little excess off. See, with the flowers there, you can't see it. And then, as far as this little bow here, I made mine teeny weeny. Okay, if you can see it, I pulled it and pulled it and made it really little so you couldn't really see it. But, and then got rid of the excess. Can you see it? Okay. This is hard to do on camera, but it's really kind of a simple little project, but it's got some tedious areas, as you have seen. Okay? There you go. That's it, that's all. So now I'm going to hang it and get a good picture of it, and we'll be through. Here is the finished product. Our ball flower jar wall plaque. And I think we did a good job, guys. I think it's so pretty. Alright, guys. Until the next project, take care. Bye-bye.